Crypto, you ready to do a little work with me? Kind of set up week number 4 for the Late Start Online class. Do you want to do that with me? Oh, you just want to fight? Okay, that's fine. Okay, Crypto's just going to fight. He's not going to help or be serious. So I'll just move on, everybody. This is Mr. Dow, and I'm going to take a look at our class right now, what we got going on week number 4, and explain to you what's going to happen. All right, week number 4, pretty long week in terms of all the different things that are on this module, but do not be misled by that. Many of these elements on the module are things that can either be handled pretty quickly or that you can actually skip if you choose not to do them. But a lot of things can't be skipped, so don't take that too much to heart. So, all right, after watching this video, this is the week that you are going to do most of the writing, hopefully, for paper number 1. I have a page here which is specifically explaining how to do an introduction paragraph and how to do a conclusion paragraph, and there are examples on here. Remember, paper number 1 due at the end of week number 5. This is a 5-paragraph analysis. You have samples of the introduction and conclusion here. You've gotten a sample of one of the body paragraphs. So basically, you should have a pretty good idea of what all is needed here. Now, I also have a little extra information here about using the quotes. This is basically to reinforce what happened last week when I introduced that whole concept of how to take quotes out of a text and actually use them in an analysis paper where you're arguing a point. Most of my information is right here in this 20-minute video, and I just kind of take you through my own paper, like a paragraph, just showing you how I combine quotes and why I combine quotes. So I would just watch that video, or if you don't want to watch the video, just read the information. It's all down here. But it will help you to do that. And the reason you want to watch that video and kind of absorb some of this material is that there is an extra credit quiz on the quote integration video, a 10-point quiz. Easy 10 points if you watch the video. And it will help. It helps all of us because then I can see that you're using some of the different ideas that I've got in that video, or different techniques or rules that you're following about how to do this. Then there's one more information page about how to avoid plagiarism in your academic writing. I've got a little section on the use of AI. The use is basically forbidden for this paper. And then the use on what is plagiarism, what does it look like, how can I avoid it, what are the penalties? Actually, the penalties are pretty severe. Plagiarism and the use of AI, both heavily frowned upon and should be unnecessary if you've been following the prep work for this paper. After that is the actual assignment that really is sort of the linchpin of this week. I should get 1 body paragraph for paper number 1 of your literature analysis. There will be 3 body paragraphs. My strategy is that if you can do 1 body paragraph well, in other words, submit and resubmit until you get the full 10 out of 10 points, then you will basically know what you're doing, and you can use this as a model to write your other paragraphs. I am available if you want to show me other paragraphs at any time before the final paper is due. Just send them on an email. I don't look at whole papers, but I'll look at any individual paragraph you choose to send me. I'll quickly insert comments where I think they need to go and send it right back to you. And as soon as I do that, you can send it again, or send me a different paragraph. So the people that are working a little bit ahead have the opportunity to basically show me the entire paper. But remember, first, do the Canvas assignments, which means this one you're doing the body paragraph, paper number 1. There's a video here talking about what my basic philosophy of writing for college is, and then I've got some basic rules for you, and here's a sample body paragraph I wrote using a point about most dangerous game, a literary analysis point. On the writing of a body paragraph, you don't want to do this until you've gotten the full amount of points on the quote integration exercise from last week, and you definitely don't want to start this until you've got the full amount of points and had your outline okayed. Every semester I got people to start writing this paragraph when they have a 3 out of 10 on the outline. I just don't read the paragraph, but it's a complete waste of time. Do the preliminary stuff first, get it done, then move on to this. All right, now this is the reason this week's a little bit bulky with work, because since we only have 8 weeks, I have to at least introduce paper number 2 here. You're not going to do any writing on paper number 2. You're going to finish the writing of paper 1 first and then move on to paper 2. But I wanted you to see what paper 2 is. It's essentially a continuation of paper 1. Not using the fictional aspects of that story anymore, but considering the social issues that are in that story. And there are social issues in every single one of these stories. So you should read through the prompt just to get an idea of, this is where eventually what I got to do by the end of week number 8. This is a research paper, but it is a very short, controlled, confined research paper. So you're going to do the actual research paper technique, but it's not that long a paper. So basically, I even give you some sample topics, or I think something you might think about for paper menagerie, We're not doing tooth and claw this semester. Sometimes we do tooth and claw. Woman Hollering Creek, some basic topics. Maggie Fear, basic topics. And I just give you an overview of the paper. Now, you want that because the real assignment, well, it's coming up. There is also a very quick essay here, which I kind of want you to read about why anybody has to do research at all in college. And that this essay is followed up by this very easy quiz on what is the difference between research and conspiracy theory. That's because to me, this is probably the most important thing you learn in college is the difference between actual research and conspiracy research. So once you've done that, here is the assignment that is the first of the Paper 2 prep assignments. It does not take long if you just kind of follow along what's going on here. But you need to kind of know, wait, what generally is the thing I got to do in paper number 2? What's a topic I could kind of look into? Because you got to do some very short preliminary research here. You have to find me one potential source that you might use, and that's not a big deal. And you give me the website, and then also you will annotate that source, which is just basically showing me a couple of pages from the source where you actually worked with the source. This video that's on here is me doing the exact same thing I'm asking you to do, and I'm using the Story Red convertible. I quickly find a couple of sources so you can see the same, and I encourage you to use the same places that I use when I found the sources to find your sources. And again, you only need one source this time, and it's just a potential source. You don't even have to use it. But you do also need to kind of know what an annotation is, because that's part of this assignment. An annotation is this. Here's a student annotation of a source they found. It's basically just 2 pages where you show me, yep, I worked with that source. And the important part is I'm seeing, when I see your annotation, I see, oh, here's some stuff you skipped because it's not important. I get that. Here's some stuff you actually decided to take note of. You underlined or circled, and you took margin notes. This can be done 20 different ways, but it has to be done in such a way that I can see, yes, you actually thought a little bit about what you're reading. Now, I don't expect much annotation and source hunting to happen this week. I just wanted you to get a taste of it so that you could get started with the basics of Paper 2. And when we jump into it during week 5 and during week 6, you've already at least got an idea of what it is. Now, mechanics grammar review is the first sort of where we actually use what you learned in the first 2 grammar reviews and now start talking about how does this actually affect punctuation. So we're looking at comma splices, few sentences, etc. Kind of a brief, fairly simple exercise for you using grammar, and that basically is it for this week. All right, so that's week number 4. It's a tough week. Let's take a look at Crypto, see if he's got anything he wants to contribute. Crypto, anything else from you? Yeah, just trying to be a good guy, man. Oh, man, you are suspicious. All right. He's pretty suspicious of me right now, so I'm going to leave him alone. All right, you guys, send questions if you have them. Otherwise, I will see you in this week somewhere.